Hello, my name is Joshua Neuenhoff. Welcome to part 2 of this video series about getting started with the CoinTools attendance system. If you haven't already, it's recommended you watch part 1 of this series before continuing. This video will focus on getting set up and creating a payout for your coin. The first task will be to set up what each code type is worth. To do this, we'll need to go to the code types page, which can be accessed via your coin's homepage. In this video, I'm going to be editing the attendance code type I created in part 1 by clicking the edit link next to the attendance code type. Once on the edit code type page, we'll need to scroll down to the code type payouts section and show it by clicking on the show code type payouts link. Let's add a code type payout and go over some of the settings. First is the action, which has two options. Adding the amount as gold simply adds the amount entered below as gold to the member's payout. Adding the amount of shares, however, adds shares, with the value of each share depending upon the total amount of gold available during a payout. Next, there's the amount, which is applied based on the action selected. Then there's pays, which determines how the number of codes entered by a member of a given type affect the overall amount being added to that member's payout. Only once, meaning that the amount is added just once, whereas for every code adds the amount for every code a member has entered in the payout period. Now I'm going to show the advanced settings for the section, as there's another set of settings I want to cover. These are the minimum and maximum settings. These two settings relate to how many codes a user must have entered to have this code type payout applied. To provide an example, if we have a code type payout with the settings shown on the screen, that any member who has entered at least 4 and at most 6 codes of this type in a payout period will have the number of codes they've entered multiplied by the amount. Then that value will be added to their shares. It's also worth noting that an amount cannot have a fraction. Any values past the decimal point will be removed. Thus, to give say 1.5 shares, the decimal point for all share values must be shifted to the right by 1 so that 1 share becomes 10, 1.5 shares becomes 15, and so forth. I'm now going to create another code type payout as shown on the screen. Now with the code type payout set up, we can scroll to the bottom and save our changes. Next, we'll need to go to the payouts page. Once there, we'll want to create a new payout. We'll be covering just 4 of the settings here. First, there's a treasury, which is how much gold you want to work with. Next, there's a reserve, which simply subtracts from the treasury amount before any other calculations are done, though this behavior can be changed via the advanced settings. Finally is the from date and the to date. These dates set the range of dates from which codes entered by coin members will be processed in this payout. This range is inclusive, which means the codes entered on the dates shown will be included in the payout. If we scroll down, you can also see that the code type payouts we entered before show up here as well. And as such, it's important to note that this section allows you to edit the code type payout settings for just this payout. This means that any changes you make here will only apply to this payout. With our settings set, we can click Calculate near the bottom. This is the payout records page. The first thing I've noted is the pending completion message. This is displayed because the payout isn't yet considered to be paid out, and as such, what's being displayed is simply considered a preview which can be edited or deleted. Completed payouts, on the other hand, are considered to be paid out and are locked to act as an authoritative record. It is recommended that a payout be marked as completed via the completed link on the right-hand navigation bar just before the actual payouts are performed. The payout record itself is divided into 3 main parts: an overview at the top, a quick view which is designed for use by the person who is performing the actual payouts on the World of Tanks website, and finally a details view which provides some more in-depth information regarding why each individual member qualified for the gold they did. This concludes this video series on getting started with the CoinTools attendance system. For more CoinTools tutorials, check the CoinTools YouTube channel.